People talk a lot about gamification and what that means. So can you define that as you're defining Verizon for us?
Yeah, so I was actually just going to go into that, Steve.
Oh,
So
sorry.
perfect. No, that's great. So more recently, what we've done is we've actually looked to leverage game mechanics. We've partnered with Gigia specifically. And we use them, well, we do use them. We have a very good relationship with their creative and development team. We've used them for all of our social sign-on on VerizonInsider.com, as well as our commenting and management. We've now since implemented their game mechanics product. So working with Verizon to identify certain levels of reward or recognition, we we distribute points to a consumer who logs in and is registered on Verizon Insider through some social sign-on, and we track their activity. So let's say, for example, when you sign up, you get 50 points. If you comment on a story or a blog post on Verizon Insider around maybe one of Verizon's tech articles that's reposted there, you may get 15 points. If you upload an image from a concert that you may be attending to the concert gallery of that particular event that may be Verizon sponsored, you may get 25 points. Well, as the points accumulate, so a couple of tiers here. As the points accumulate, you establish yourself as a particular player in the game, and we have a leaderboard of those players on the front page or home page of the property itself. So one goal is for the consumer to feel like they're being recognized and getting their name in lights. As a secondary to that, we then, within the types of activity, have identified certain badges. So let's say there's a content badge, somebody that provides a log post and is deemed valuable and posted on the site. They may get a certain number of points, but those points specifically go to an overall total, as well as perhaps the blogger badge or the content badge. We may involve badges around certain activity on the site for contests that we're running. Given a sponsorship at Park City, we're giving out a season pass to Park City, and so we've looked for ways to leverage activity and or engagement on the site and sharing to recognize somebody as a quote-unquote snow bunny. So the winner of the snow bunny badge is going to end up going to Park City. So those types of things. Really, it's a way to recognize the consumer, right? So our kind of 4 prongs, if you will, just in quick summary is look to identify the right target. So because we have these assets to leverage to engage the consumer, which a lot of large organizations do, we don't typically have a problem with that, but it's very specific. So we may be targeting a Latino 15-year-old because Verizon's sponsoring a quinceañera program versus a 45-year-old single mom around technology because we have a mommy blogger who looks to advise how your children should be using technology and what tools you can use to constrain browsing and those types of things. So very targeted engagements. We then look for the actual engagement level itself, which I kind of mentioned briefly. Important to the engagement. So once the consumer is engaging is how we recognize that person, which now ultimately is what we're using game mechanics or gamification for. And subsequent to that, having recognized, it's most likely we see in typically 99 out of 100 cases that we've turned that person into an advocate and they're willing to actually state our case for us now to their social channel. And in so doing, we then leverage that into our reach.